Hey everyone, welcome back to another Reactions with Erin video. This is it. It's crazy to think that we're here. This is my 1000 subscriber video, which I'm actually recording this. This is an old video. I am recording this as of March 10th, 2022. So, greetings, people of the future. I came up with this idea for, because I wanted to do something for 1,000 subscribers, which is crazy to think about even right now. I'm sitting like right over 850 currently. So it's crazy to think about hitting the 1,000 mark. So I can't imagine how future me is reacting to this, like that it's real now. So thank you so much, everyone, for making this happen. I could not have made it happen without you. Thank you so much. I mean it. It's, yeah, mind boggling. So for my 1,000 subscriber video, I have 50 questions right here. This is a little bit like my Q&As that I do every month or about every month, but there's a twist on it. Some of these are really uncomfortable questions, and in here I have sour candy, which for those of you guys who do not know, I hate anything sour flavored, like hate it. So I have sour Skittles. 4 packs of sour Skittles. Yeah, I felt kind of weird standing in the checkout line today and all I was buying was like sour Skittles. So, yeah. Anytime, this is kind of, what do they call it online? It's like, say it or shot it. It's kind of like that, only it's like with sour candy. Or spill your guts or fill your guts. That's another version of it. So, ugh. This pains me pouring these out. Ugh. I hate sour candy. Like, look at that. There's like so much of the sour powder stuff on that. Ugh. I do have water too to chase this with. I'm doing this for you guys. Why? No, this will be fun. Slightly painful, but it will be fun. So, Skittle in there does not want to come out. Okay, so this is the punishment. Get my water here close. Okay. So basically the rules on this, 50 questions. Some of them are pretty brutal. Some of them are just kind of for fun. But if I do not want to answer a question, or if I have kind of what I feel like to be a lame answer, I'll have to eat a handful of those sour Skittles that I hate. So let's start. Hopefully I can start with an easy one. Okay. What a question to start off with. Okay. Are you afraid of falling in love? Do I want to talk about that? Yes, I am. Yes. I don't want to elaborate anymore. So I suppose, is that kind of a lame answer? No, it's not, because I didn't want to answer it, but I did. So I'm going to give myself a pass on this one. I'll get to the sours, I promise. Although I do feel like I'm a very honest person. So I feel like this is going to test that honesty. Like, how many of these questions do I really want to answer? Would you rather not be able to eat ice cream or not be able to drink coffee? You kidding me? Those are like my two favorite things. I cannot choose. I cannot choose. Mm. That's a lame answer. So is that a fair handful? Oh, I can feel my eyes watering and my throat burning already. Mm. I hate sour stuff. I'm gonna be like drooling the rest of this video. Sorry guys, this is gonna take a minute to chew these all up. They're not awful, but I feel like after an entire video of this, okay. Sorry. Okay. Have you ever walked into the wrong bathroom? Yes, I have. Yes. Hasn't everyone? Maybe not everyone, but I feel like a lot of people have done that. So I can't be the only one that's done that. You're just kind of in your own world and you walk into, yeah. Yeah. Have you ever broken someone's heart? Going back and forth between looking at the camera and looking at the Skittles. Um, Yes, I have. I'm not going to go into the details though, so cheers. I feel like the second time around, it was worse. Because I had that sour flavor in my mouth already. Mm. I hope you guys can't hear me chewing too loud. I just realized the microphones are kind of sensitive. So it's like if there's no other sound in the room, they'll really like zone in on what little noises they do hear, like the fridge running or something like that. So if you see me covering my mouth, it's because I'm trying to talk while I'm chewing, so you guys don't have to listen to me chew. Okay. Next question. Sorry. What's your relationship deal breaker? I'd say so. I mentioned on this channel before how I'm a Christian. I would say someone who's like not a Christian, like an atheist or someone like that. That would be a deal breaker for me. Have you ever broken the law? If so, what was it? So, I've gotten I've uh, I've sped before, gone over the speed limit, but other than that, I've not done anything. Okay. Sorry if I start drooling in this video. I'm all this sour. Okay. What is your belief on telepathy? Okay, so these are more like the deep for fun questions. Some of these are really kind of, personal and uncomfortable to answer. And then there's some like these that are just more kind of fun and deep. So, my belief on telepathy. I do not think it exists. However, I think what causes what some people perceive to be telepathy is just a really intimate relationship, and not just like there's other kind of intimate relationships than just romantic. You can have totally platonic intimate relationships. Intimate just means that you know the other person really well. So it's like what seems like telepathy, I personally think, is just someone knowing someone else so well that they can predict what they're going to say and what they're thinking. So that's my thought on telepathy. Like, a lot of times it happens with siblings, husband and wife, people that, or, friends, best friends that hang out all the time, people that spend time around each other. So that's my thought on telepathy. What is your favorite thing about yourself? This is like the what is your strengths question for a job interview. I would say I feel like I treat people very kindly. So I would say that's probably my favorite thing about myself. My nose is running. When you can't sleep in the middle of the night, what do you think about? So I'm a deep thinker. I don't know if I can narrow it down to one thing. Sometimes I think about things like the future, what a future married relationship for me might look like, if I'll have a future married relationship, what a future relationship with children would look like, where my job will take me, what fields will I work in as a nurse throughout my job or throughout my career, things like that. What is your middle name? My middle name is Danae. Several stuck together here. Okay. What do you think is the opposite of love? So, initial gut response would probably be hate. But I've thought about that some, and honestly, I think the opposite of love is indifference. Because if you think about it, I mean, maybe love has two opposites. Because it's like love and hate are similar in that they're both fueled by passion. It's just how you use that passion. But indifference is like where you don't care at all. So, that's a really interesting question. I would say indifference, though. I think indifference is more unlike love than hate is. Just my thoughts. Okay, let's get a good uncomfortable one. How long has it been since you vacuumed your house? Too long. I work as a nurse, I'm always at work, it feels like. I know, that's not a very good answer. Why? They're not bad once you get past the coating. I swear that sour coating gets worse every time. Sorry. Have you ever walked into a wall? Yes, I have. Really kind of embarrassing story. But we were staying in a hotel. I was probably about 9 or 10 at the time. I got braces at a pretty young age, and my brother was chasing me around the hotel room, like kids do. And I ran into the wall, and I actually knocked a couple brackets off my teeth and had to go back to the dentist and get those fixed. I don't think my parents were too happy with either my brother or I. What is the last thing you Googled? Okay. No. This one was just out of curiosity, but I Googled, is introversion more common among males or females? So, yeah, that was the last thing I Googled. How would you rate your looks on a scale of 1 to 10? I would give myself like a 5, just in the middle. Not ugly, not drop dead gorgeous. I might bump it up to like a 6 when I'm wearing makeup. What is the thing you dislike most about yourself? I would say, and I've gotten better, but I would say I still overall have a somewhat lack of confidence anyway. So I would say, yeah, lack of self-confidence. Sorry, my mouth is like... feeling the effects of the sourness. What would you do if your parents did not approve of your partner? So I would, I firmly believe that my parents have my best interest at heart. So I would say, if they had significant concern, you know, if it wasn't just something run of the mill, like, or, you know, not run of the mill, but something, what's the word I'm looking for? Petty, like, you know, and my parents wouldn't be like this, but just an example, you know, say they don't like the color orange, and orange is his favorite color and he wears orange a lot. You know, if it was something like that, I'd be like, yeah, mom and dad, no, that's not valid. Um, but if they had significant concern about something that I felt was important, I would try to listen to them, try to see where they were coming from, and, you know, take that into consideration, whether I agreed with it or not. And if, you know, I didn't agree with it, you know, I'm an adult, so I can make my own decisions. So I would, you know, in the most polite and respectful way I could, I would tell them, you know, I'm listening to your concerns, but I do not agree. So that's how I would handle it. Do you ever talk to yourself in the mirror? No, I don't. Is that a lame answer? I'll do a half handful of these. Ugh. Oh, I don't have a green one. Get a green one too. It's so bad. Those first couple seconds, man. It tastes like straight up acid. Like that really acidic flavor after you eat like a tart fruit, like a lemon or something like that. Mmm. I thought it would get better. It's actually getting worse every time. Like I said, it's not bad once you get past the sour coating. I mean, they're just like regular Skittles, but they have that really sour coating that makes that first bite back. Okay. What embarrassing noises do you make when you laugh really hard? So, I snort. I make like a donkey noise. um I wheeze. I I've actually been told by a lot of people that they really like my laugh because it's like, it's funny. So yeah, those are some of the. Sorry, my mouth's getting dry. Those are some of the embarrassing things that noises that come out when I laugh. Oh, this one fell on the floor. Let's do this one. When was the last time you cried and why? Mm-hmm. Ah, fine, I'll own up to it. I was watching a Try Not to Cry Pixar challenge last night. Oh my gosh, I lost it. All four times. There were four clips. It was Toy Story 3, the last scene. Monsters Inc. when Sully sends Boo, puts Boo back in her room. Inside Out and Up. Yeah, I was bawling by the end of it. Do you consider yourself more of an extrovert or an introvert? I am definitely more of an introvert. I have deeper thoughts and feelings that I keep to myself more than I share. Um, I do share, but it's more in like a less public environment. Like something like this. This feels more intimate, like I'm talking to a friend one on one. It doesn't feel like I'm giving like a public speech so much. So, yeah, I'm definitely more of an introvert. Name someone you had a crush on but never liked you back. Oh, my mouth hurts. Sorry, it's like when you put a mouthful or a handful in, they kind of all melt into this big wad that you have to chew up. With your mouth getting drier and drier every handful that you eat. Gonna need to chew some gum after this. Get the saliva going again. Ugh. Okay. What time do you usually go to bed and wake up? So that varies a little bit. Um, if I am working an evening shift or if I'm off the next day, I usually go to bed around 11:30 or midnight, and I get up again 7 to 7:30 the next morning. If I have to be in at work, sorry. My mouth is so dry. It hurts so bad. Um, if I have to be at work early, if I'm working a day shift, which I do a couple times a week, um, I will go to bed. I'll try to be in bed by 10. Um, and then I have to get up like between 4 and 4:30 the next morning, which that sucks, but I'm just it's how I am. Like it's I can't make myself go to bed that early. Unless I am like dead tired or like really sick. I cannot go to bed before like 10 p.m. What is more important, how someone looks or how someone presents themselves? How they present themselves. You know, looks, you can look nice, but you've got to go deeper than that. You've got to, you know, if I were a boss and I was looking to hire someone, I would rather hire someone who maybe doesn't have the best fashion sense, maybe doesn't dress in the most latest and greatest styles, but they have a great work ethic. They're great with the people that they work with. I would rather hire someone like that than hire someone who looks great on the outside but is a total jerk. As a nurse, have you ever thrown up at work? No, I have not. I got close one time. Um, and I won't go into the details because it's pretty gross. But no, I have not thrown up at work. Not yet. I'm sure my day is coming. Seems like every nurse has an embarrassing story about when they threw up. Who is your closest confidant in your family? So, really all three of the people in my immediate family, I would trust them with a lot of information. I trust, overall, I think my brother is probably the one I trust the most, who I would tell literally everything to. He and I have just always been best friends, had each other's back. So, yeah. He's the one that I would trust with pretty much anything. And then my mom is a really close second. And in recent years, I've gotten more comfortable telling her things, that I might get in trouble for. Because, it's like the older I get, the more that, yes, she's still my mom, but she's more like a friend now rather than, a disciplinary figure. The older I get, I'm an adult now, so I'm realizing that more and more. And then, there's my dad too, and it's like I trust him with a bunch of stuff, but it's like even as an adult, it's a little bit weird for a daughter to talk with her dad about guys, things like that. So when it comes to guys, I would talk to my mom or my brother. Probably my mom first, and then my brother. Well, It would depend on. It's pretty even with those two. And then I would tell my dad. What stereotypical group did you fit most closely with in high school? So I wouldn't say I really fit into any of the ones that come to mind. Like the band kids, no. The jocks, no, definitely not. The nerds, no. Um, what are some other groups? Is there like preppy? What's that? Is that like the cheerleaders, that group? Um, no, didn't really fit in with them. Um, honestly, I was like a Gabriela Montez from High School Musical, minus the math and science smart. Just a nice girl, but didn't get, straight A's or anything like that. And you know what? Honestly, I call those the good kids. And honestly, those are like my favorites for high school age because it's like I feel like they get overlooked a lot because they're good kids. It's like, they're nice to everyone. They're maybe not the top of their class, but they usually get good grades. If they get a bad grade, it's only here and there. Um, so yeah, I call those the good kids, and they're my favorites because, yeah, I feel like they often get overlooked. What is something you have done that your parents don't know? Um, Nothing really major. I I skipped class a few times in college, but not very often. Like I can count the number of times I played hooky in college on one hand. So nothing too major. Need some more water. Mouth is so dry. Wow, we're almost at 45 minutes. This is going to be a long video. Have you ever burnt your mouth willingly, like now? No. Because you were too hungry to wait? Yes, I have. As a nurse, you have a limited lunch break, and it's usually like spur of the moment. You can't, plan like, I mean, you could be like, oh, I'll go at 12:30, but it's like something always happens. So it's like when you get a minute to eat, you got to eat. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. So you sometimes that involves, shoving it down and burning the roof of your mouth. What is the grossest thing you have done to date? Hmm. I really I hate to say I haven't done anything that gross because I know what the consequences. Because I would consider that a lame answer or no answer. Um, I really can't think of anything. Like, I'm sure I picked my nose as a kid, but I feel like a lot of kids do that. That's not, not excessively gross. So, I really don't want to do this. Oh my gosh. My eyes are burning this time. Oh. I know people that say they love sour candy. I do not get that. Like, they can sit down and have a whole bag of sour Skittles. I do not understand that. This is like torture. And I thought it would get better. It's getting worse. My mouth's getting dry. I've got to be careful to not bite my cheek. I do not want to cut on the inside of my mouth on top of all this. I realize I put ice in here, but I've drank almost all the water in here, and this is a big cup. Do you believe? Sorry. Do you believe in soulmates? I do. I do. I believe you can have a romantic soulmate, and I believe you can have a platonic soulmate. You know, that's just someone that you really connect with right away, and, you know, depending on where it goes, you can be romantic or platonic, in my opinion. Probably have about 15 left. What is your biggest pet peeve? Oh, I gotta think of something, because if I don't think of something, I'll have to have another handful of Skittles, and I do not want that. I swear those are like making me belch. Like, there must be like a carbonated quality to those. Biggest pet peeve. Okay, this is it. People who just talk on and on and on, but they're not saying anything of importance. You know, they're just talking to talk. That would be my pet peeve. Saved by the bell, didn't have to eat a sour Skittle. How many breakups have you had? 2. There, I said it. Doesn't ask any details, it just says how many. I feel like that's pretty good. You know, 27, I've only had 2 Can't talk now because of my mouth. I've had 2 breakups and I'm 27. I don't feel like that's bad at all. Would you rather have a 1-minute conversation with your past self or your future self? That's a good question. In a way, it might be fun to talk to my past self and like give myself advice, knowing more than I knew back then. But at the same time, I think I would have to choose my future self. Because it's like there's things I want to know about, like, I'm just thinking of things I would ask my future self, will I get married? What's his name? What are our kids' names? Things like that. So, yeah, future self. How old will you be on your next birthday? So, I am thankfully not to the age yet where I feel, embarrassed to talk about my age. I will be 28 on my next birthday. And one thing I've noticed, at least the people I talk to, like, age shame is kind of declining, which I think is a good thing. I've heard a lot of people will willingly volunteer that, they're like 50 or 60. So I for one, am glad to see that, there's no reason to shame someone for their age. Just means they've been around a little bit longer and probably have more life wisdom than someone who's younger. So I think that's awesome. What's the biggest misconception about you? Oh, I gotta think of something because I really do not want another handful of sour Skittles. Biggest misconception about me. I don't want to say there's nothing because that's kind of a lame answer. Biggest misconception about me. I got nothing. Oh, I want to cry. Oh, this is gonna suck. This is ceasing to be fun, eating these. Oh. I'm like sweating. Ooh. The water combined like with the sour powder stuff. That was not good. I am really, really hoping that I can answer the rest of these questions. Because these bites are getting more and more painful. Do you think God is real? Why or why not? Yes, I do. I absolutely believe in God. I have seen his hand of protection in my life. I have seen him open doors in ways that there is no way that could have happened other than God. I call them God moments. Because he's the only one that could have made that happen. So I absolutely 100% believe in God. Who was the last person you cried in front of? I'm gonna have to think. I usually don't let myself cry in front of people. That's just something that I prefer to handle on my own in private. I think I'd have to say a few weeks ago. Sorry. Trying to chew the last of this up. A few weeks ago, my brother and I were kind of having a somewhat personal conversation about things going on in our lives. And I didn't really cry, but like teared up a little bit. Didn't have like a full out breakdown, but teared up for sure. So he was the last person I cried in front of. Have you ever fainted? No, I have not. I have not ever fainted. What is the most embarrassing thing you have ever done in private at home? Oh. So this is kind of embarrassing to say, but I don't think I'm the only one who has done this. So I said I'm an introvert. And I feel like a lot of introverts do this. I have rehearsed conversations out loud, how I think they will go before they happen. I am guilty of that, so kind of embarrassing, but I don't think I'm the only one who has done that. So let me know if you've done that too. Does a guy's height affect his attractiveness? No. No, it does not. Because, you know, a person's attractiveness should be not just the outward, but also, you know, what's inside. So, someone's height should not determine how attractive they are. Is your job now a reflection of what you said you wanted to be when you were a kid? Absolutely. I knew I wanted to be a nurse when I was 12 years old, and I'm a nurse now. So, absolutely, this is definitely what I said I would do as a kid. What is your biggest fear in life? I'd say never marrying and having a family. Never having a family, not fearing having a family, but fearing never having a family and fearing never getting married. Have you ever snooped on someone's phone? No, I have not. There have been a few times that we're driving like I'm with my family and we're driving, and my mom has gotten a text and she has asked me to reply to someone, but I've never like gone through her phone or anything like that. I just reply what she tells me to send back and then lock the screen on her phone again. Have you ever sent an embarrassing text to the wrong person? I've sent texts to the wrong person, but nothing embarrassing. Like, I've never texted I love you to, you know, a friend instead of a family member or something. Like, I've never texted I love you to the wrong person. I've never said anything embarrassing, like texted my shoe size to my friend instead of my mom, who was, you know, buying shoes for me or something like that. I've never done anything like that. So, yeah, I would say I've texted the wrong person. I did that this weekend, actually. But it was nothing embarrassing. It was something about work, and she knew the situation, too. I just happened to text the wrong person. Have you ever eaten a pint of ice cream by yourself? Yes, I have. Three questions left. Do you think you are more like your mom or your dad? So I think personality-wise, looks-wise, I feel like I'm about 50-50. I look a little bit more like my mom. Like, I have her eye color, I have her hair color. But I also have, I call it a high forehead. I got this from my dad. You know, it's funny. People tell me, like, when I'm like my happy expressions when I have a happy expression on my face, I look more like my mom. But if I have a more serious expression on my face, I look more like my dad. But looks-wise, I would overall say I'm look slightly more like my mom, but it's pretty even. But then personality-wise, I'm more like my dad. My mom's a little bit more outgoing, maybe not quite as reserved, a little bit more outspoken, and I'm more soft-spoken and reserved like my dad, definitely. What's the first thing you would do if you woke up one day as the opposite sex? I would stand in front of the mirror and I would admire my long, natural eyelashes. Because every single guy I know has beautiful, long eyelashes, and I know it's because they don't put, you know, anything on their lashes to make them long, and they don't, you know, scrub makeup off their lashes, which causes you to lose lashes. So, I know white guys have beautiful long lashes, but I would admire my lashes if I were a guy. And lastly, what is something that you're into but people would never guess? I really like conspiracy theories. Unsolved murders, mysteries, things like that. Forensic Files is one of my favorite shows. Law and Order, shows like that. So, yeah, that is something that maybe not everyone would guess that I'm into. So, I made it. Yay! Just over an hour now, and I do still have slight feeling in my mouth. So, I'm going to go chew some peppermint gum. Try to get the salivary glands going again. Thank you for watching. If you're still watching after almost over an hour, you know, thank you so much for watching the whole thing. If you didn't watch the whole thing, still, thank you. I really appreciate you guys' support, and I can't believe we are at 1,000 now. That's, like I said, mind-blowing. So, here's to the next 1,000. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a great day. See you soon.